Good evening, fellow punters. Mickey D back with you here at about 10 past, quarter past 6 on Wednesday evening with, I think, 3 for tomorrow. After sort of an up and down day, Bucky Larson won the first race 5-2 on, opened up at evens yesterday evening. Riccardo Medici opened up at threes yesterday evening, that one at 11-10. And then Shadowed didn't seem to act on the track at all. I wouldn't say they'd be running it on ground that firm again. Can travel into the race, but on my eye, I thought the two turf runs it had was on good to soft, so maybe they should have waited and ran it at the weekend. Wake Up Early traded 1-6 and running. Probably fitness went against him coming up the stretch. The other one had ran several times in the past few months and going nearly 4 miles in that ground, because he won on good ground last spring, you see, and good to soft. It was a pity that it rained during the race even, because I think that's what nailed him. And we had another one I can't remember. Anyway, oh yeah, what do you call him? AC Irish put up, asked a question about boom, boom, boom. And I answered if the handbrake was off. Well, the handbrake was off because there was a heap of money for it towards the off. I hope some of you got on. Always watch Charles Burns when he goes to town before the off. It was out of Ravens Pass, first run on the surface. Ravens Pass being a former Breeders' Cup Classic winner, would relish the surface, and so it proved. When I'm just thinking of that in the 1:20 at Newbury tomorrow, there's a horse trained by Nicky Henderson called Boom Boom. So include that, I suppose. We'll have to in our multiples. It's 5-4, 6-5, and that 5-4 with Green Bookie and 6-5 with 365. On our way today, we had to go on a detour into Drogheda for Jimmy James and his buddy Desi. They were going to collect their pensions, and they were going on the RAS for the day. And I was thinking, I read a message this morning with the morning we had here with rain. Owen Bergen is on holidays somewhere. I hope you went out of the country on your holidays, because the Lord save us, it was unreal here today, all the rain. There's floods everywhere, which might affect the going tomorrow in Thurles. There's a horse I've picked in the 250. It's a 2 miles handicap hurl. There's 20 declared. Light Parade for Liam Burke. It's dropping back in trip. Likely raced 5-year-old mare out of Leading Light. Only ran 6 times. It had 2 bumper runs, and then it had 3 sort of maiden hurl, not too busy on her. And it got a mark of 86. It had 3 handicap hurls, but its last run it was second. Very solid run, I thought. Jumped very well. After the time previous, it was 4th. And the giant favourite with it there, Matramatua, got sort of, he collared, or he caught him up to him after that. She made a few mistakes that day. She jumped well the last day, and she has ran well enough on softish ground before. Opened up 4-1, it's into 3-1. I think that'll go well tomorrow, but there's a horse in it as a reserve, Hard Target, that should have won for us 2 runs back. Just at the stay of the 2 miles 3, and I got collared close home. I didn't get the best of rides the last time. So that may get in, and I see there's money for it, 9s into 6s with 365. So if it does happen to run, maybe a small reverse forecast to cover all angles, but I like the chances of Light Parade and that 4s into 3s. I think we'll go a 2-point win on it. In the 305 in Newbury, the Pertemps qualifier, a horse that I tipped up in a previous qualifier, Didtheyleaveuoutto for Nick Gifford, but it didn't run that way because it was the race that Shoot First ran in and won in Cheltenham in that qualifier. And Shoot First was looking for the ground to be good to soft, which he got, and they pulled out this one as good to firm, I see, in Newbury. It was staying on the last time at 2 miles 3.5, and it was the race that Prashima was 2nd or 7th, Prashima came out and won last week. Needed a step up in trip similar to this one. It's a 3-1 shot. I think we can go 2 points win on that as well. It was second in the same race last year to Stony Mountain. So it acts well on the track, and it needs the ground though. So if it runs, you'd imagine they're safe enough to run it. And then at the 342, it's a tricky 8-runner affair over 2.5 miles. Java Pint. It's a bus horse, but it was an early bus horse. It won for us on the 3rd of March. It was my 3rd or 4th video, and it won again for us on the 1st of April. I think it was the first 2-time winner for the bus way back. It won off 126 and 130. It's up to 133. It's 3 for 6 over fences. But the last 2 wins were on longer trips. There were 2.7 and a bit, and there were 3 mile. And this being back a bit, 2.5 miles. Tom George can be a bit slow to hit stride. His last winner as well was on the 6th of October. So we won't go mental, but I did want to include him because if we don't get him this time, we'll get him again. So 1 point win is 100 to 30. And I see there's a horse of Christina's out tomorrow in the 155 Huelgoat. I'm sure if she was on, she would probably be tipping it up. She tipped it up the last couple of times. She has a bereavement in the family, so she'll be out of bounds for a few days, and I wish her well. So that's it. Breeders' Cup study to be done for a few hours. I have the Friday night done. I'll be posting something tomorrow, hopefully. Bash the bookies, over and out.